This is a government that's thinking about something that I care a lot about, which is our place in the world, about internationalism. I'm a big internationalist. I've worked overseas, naturally with my family background as well. And so I sense a great deal of excitement in the government because, we are on the cusp of something completely new. It is exciting. We are, as you've heard me speak already, about the fact that new trading opportunities, new bilateral relations. I was with Commonwealth trade ministers 10 days ago as well, when they all came to London. We had a huge convening session as well about talking about trade opportunities too. So, I've got a very different role to the roles that I had in David Cameron's government, so I feel really privileged to have such an international role where I can, help alongside working with Liam, with Boris, with Michael, and so many other colleagues as well. Our new offer effectively to the world. So it is very different. You can't compare the two because the challenge is different, the opportunity is different, the style is different, the approach of leadership is very different. And certainly I think with Theresa, the focus is absolutely delivering Brexit, but also, as she spoke yesterday as well, delivering for Britain. That is absolutely to her core, delivering the meritocratic society that she wants to see, making sure that government works for everyone, that it's not about the selective few, but that we set up a country so that every single institution, our schools, give opportunity to people of all background, that we all have the chance, whatever you want to study, whether it's on the technical side or the academic side, to get on in life. And I think as Conservatives, that's central to who we are. That's our DNA, basically, having the chance, the opportunity to get on in life.
And on that point of being a Conservative, if you were at the Treasury and you were still a Treasury Minister, would we have had a hike in national insurance for the self-employed?
I wasn't part of those discussions, so I don't know in terms of where their starting point was for the Treasury discussions and the negotiation. What I can tell you, though, is that the Treasury are always looking for ways in which to raise money. There's no doubt about that, and that is inevitable. That is to the core of the Treasury itself. And you can't blame them when you look at the sort of structural issues that we have in terms of the balance sheet, and that's going to be with us for a long time as well. So, I think they did the right thing in looking to find ways in which they could start to address the wider structural issues. I think the reality, though, is, we're speaking about something very fundamental to people that are self-employed and to businesses. As Conservatives, we are all about empowering those that take risks, that set up businesses, that make the great sacrifices. We are all about empowering those that are self-employed. We want to give them the bandwidth, the freedom to succeed. So I think from from that sort of who we are and what the values that we have, that was obviously, it's obviously difficult. And, there's a degree now we're not doing that, a degree of rationalising how we actually ended up in that position. But for me, there is a massive opportunity now to go back to who we are, our core values, and to say, what are the things that we can do to support businesses, enterprise, the self-employed. Because actually, they are the engines of our economy. If they are successful, then we'll get the tax revenues in. We'll get the expansion that we need in our economy, and that's really where the focus should be.
Do you think we'll see a female Chancellor within your lifetime?
I hope so. I think we need one.
Yeah.
Definitely.
When?
That's a matter for our Prime Minister, and that's absolutely the choice of the Prime Minister. But I think one of the things for me, I was inspired by a female Prime Minister, and I think we've come as a party. It's quite something to look around the party right now, and actually even to look around the cabinet table. And it is incredibly humbling. I know it might sound a bit trite, but it is humbling to be at the heart of government and sit around the cabinet table with another female Prime Minister and with my other colleagues who are women who are Secretaries of State as well, just to see how far we have come as a party. And I'm under no illusion, if we hadn't had Margaret Thatcher, I'm not sure we would have seen, the empowerment of so many political women and girls, basically, to want to be part of that, to want to be at the heart of the Conservative Party, to go out there and, you know, aim high, be ambitious, absolutely, but also to, you know, do what's core to all of us, basically, give others the opportunity to succeed as well.
That's interesting. We haven't got much time left, and I know there are Americans in the room, and we've got Donald Trump over there. So I must ask you, considering you talked about the state of the world, what do you make of President Trump?
Well, so what I haven't declared is that the other side of the Patel family are all based in America. So we have a great interest in the success of President Trump, we really do. And, you know, I think my own view is that I think everyone should just cut him some slack and let him get on and be the president that he wants to be. He is a remarkable individual in the way in which he has come to office. And, you know, again, talk about political insurgency, you know, and doing, you know, being challenging of the establishment. You know, I guess you didn't sort of use some of the quotes that I said in the referendum, but there's an element of that, you know, challenging that established view of things. And wanting to do something, and I think this speaks to the referendum that we had last year as well, standing up for the hard-working silent majority. You know, and I think that's effectively what Donald Trump did during his campaign, and I have no doubt that in his presidency as well, that's effectively, you know, those are the people that he wants to deliver for, and, you know, I wish him every success in doing that.
Would you have voted for him?
Do you know, if I'd been, exactly, and I'm looking at him, if I'd been a citizen in America, you know, potentially, in terms of the choice that was on offer.
Yes or no?
I think potentially, yeah. I think absolutely, you know, in terms of the choice that was offered. In terms of, you know, wanting to stand up for, you know, the country, American values in particular, and not just acquiescing to that establishment, you know, that sort of liberal elitist view.
Okay, one last question. On Radio 5, James Cleverly was asked which of the senior cabinet ministers he'd like to give a kiss, and he said Theresa May. Out of the three Brexit ministers, Liam Fox, Boris Johnson and David Davis, who would you like to give a kiss?
So, how do you know that I've not kissed them already?
Thank you very much. Can we go round of applause for Priti?
Thank you very much, Grant. And before I thank Priti, which I indeed will, thank you very much, Grant. That was a really excellent interview. Thank you very much. That was